Sunday after service inspirations with Nikki Jones. Nikki Jones. Sunday after service inspirations with Nikki Jones. Mrs. Jones. Sunday after service inspirations with Nikki Jones. Nikki Jones. Sunday after service inspirations with Nikki Jones. Mrs. Jones.
Welcome to Sunday After Service Inspirations. I am your girl, Nikki Jones, and I am elated to be here today. It is a beautiful day in Zamunda. No,
It is.
It's a beautiful day outside here in Michigan. We are actually in Southfield, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. And just a good day today. Just a great day. It's the first Sunday of April, the month of April. We are already in the fourth month of the year. Yep. Listen, time is not waiting for anyone for any reason at all. Whatever you need to do, you need to probably just do it now. Okay? Just do it now. Just get it over with.
There you go.
Okay? Listen, we are here on Vent Radio. This is Empower Sunday. Every single Sunday, there are so many programs on this station to empower you, to inspire you, to uplift you, to give you information, to give you revelation, whatever it is that you're looking for. Sometimes you can find it right here on Empower Sundays because there's so many different programs here. We have so many different people from sun up to sundown, from 8 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m. You can find someone on this station that is going to give you some empowerment, something that will help you, some edification, some stimulation in your mind, and all of that other good stuff. And that's what we're here for, Empower Sunday here on Vent Radio. And this is Sunday After Service Inspirations. That means that you went to somebody's service this morning. Am I right? Huh? Whether you went via YouTube or Facebook,
We went.
On somebody's service, you were there. And so this is after the service. This is where you come after the service to be inspired to do something else, to go ahead and be who God called you to be and do what he's asked you to do. So I want to say hello to our engineer extraordinaire, Miss April Berry. Hey, me and Miss April Berry been holding it down. Yes, we have. Yes. And I am enjoying these candid conversations. And so I wanted to just have another.
She was too busy partying like a rock
star. Yeah, because somebody had a birthday. Yes, somebody had a birthday.
She was
yes. Y'all know who we talking about, don't you know?
The bling bling.
Yes. Y'all know who we talking about. We're talking about the co-host with the mostest. This is the vivacious. Yes. Pastor Denise Thomas.
I was inspired.
Listen, I love this colorful outfit she has on. It is just amazing. And you know what? There are certain people who can wear things and just bring out everything that's good about it. And this is one of those people. I'm telling you, Pastor D has been one of the ones that you will look for to see something different in the way that she dresses and how she puts things together. It's just always amazing to me how she got all the shoes and everything to match everything that she got on.
Thank you, Adidas.
She even make earrings.
Yes.
I said, look at that.
Yes, honey.
You gotta match. You gotta match. It's something about matching. There's an anointing in
matching.
matching.
Yes, it's the beauty. It's a beauty in it. It's a beauty in it. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. Just
wonderful.
celebrated her 71st birthday. Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Yep.
Somebody say 70 what?
71.
71. You do not look.
I'm 71
anywhere.
and my grandbaby turned 1. So we said we got 70 years.
We got
between
70
us.
and we got 1. You don't look anywhere close to being 71 at all. Period, point, and blank.
Y'all can card me. I got a card.
I believe it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I love the way she said that. Y'all can card.
Right.
I'm carding.
I can prove it to you. But yeah, you don't look anywhere near 71
All I can
years.
say is God's been good to me.
She got to sing today.
He's been so good to me.
More. Go ahead. More than.
That's enough.
Oh, that's enough. Oh my God. I'm really enjoying our candid conversations. Listen, there was a lot of things that happened this week. And of course, yes, I'm going here. The Oscars. Let's just start with Sunday night. Let's just go there real quick. We ain't got to stay there long. But I do want to say, I want to give kudos to Chris Rock because I don't know of a lot of comedians, African-American comedians in particular, who could have stood there and allowed that to happen to them and they keep their composure for the rest of the evening and not press charges and not retaliate. I mean, I have to give kudos to Chris Rock. I'm just saying. I just got to give it to him because I don't know any other comedians. Listen, Steve Harvey would not have stood there and taken that. Said the Entertainer probably would not have stood. No, D.L. Hughley definitely would not have stood there. I don't even think Dave Chappelle would have stood there and taken that. I'm just saying there's so many things to unpack with that whole incident, but I just have to start off by saying kudos to Chris Rock for holding it down, for keeping his composure and moving on with what he needed to do. And that's just that's all I need to say about that. Is there anything you want to say about that?
No. I literally distance off social media because I don't know. Maybe it's just my age. Chalk it up to my age.
Okay.
But I just don't think that everything should become a national discussion like this. And it did. And everybody's got an opinion and everybody's, people disagree. So then they argue.
Right.
And I just don't have the energy. I don't know nothing about Will's. People claim to know about Will and Jada's life. You don't live with them people.
Right.
You claim to know. And so it's always so much. And it's just, for me, it's like overload. It's like I just clocked out. I hear
you.
I when I went on and I saw that it was all everybody was going to talk about, I was like, yeah, let me take a couple of days. And it's going to take more than a couple of days. It's going to take it's going to take a while.
Listen, it happened so fast. It happened so fast. And then, before I don't even think before they gone to a real commercial break, it was all over social media because we were interrupted. My husband and I were interrupted with what we were watching. We weren't even watching the Oscars. We were watching something else, just, at home, just, chilling. But his phone just started pinging, from the notifications and stuff like that. And so it kind of interrupted our evening. We weren't even watching the Oscars. But it just interrupted everything, and like you're saying, it was a bombardment.
But it's the age of social media.
Yeah.
So you have to pick the bones out if you're going to use social media because it's a part of it. And people feel entitled to give an opinion.
Yep.
You could be on your page, and if you post something on your page that they disagree with, and they come on and they talk to you just out of pocket, and you say something, they say, well, if you don't want nobody to say nothing, you shouldn't have put it on social media. And that's just the way it is. So you got to be prepared for that.
You got to be prepared for that.
But for me, I can be prepared for it in my life, but I don't have to wear everybody else's life. Sometimes wearing stuff that don't belong to you, and that didn't belong to me. I just wasn't going to go there.
I feel you.
I hated it, and I hate that one incident can everything that's been done over the years.
Yes.
But that's just how life is. And there's things that sometimes you just can't live down. So we just have to wait and see what happens, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I read on my Yahoo mail that Will has stepped down from the what was it, Oscars?
Yeah.
He stepped down from the Oscars, whatever he was on the board or something. He stepped down from that. So, you know, what my godmother used to tell me a long time ago, she said 100 years from now, nobody will remember. And that's just how, you know, you just have to look at it like that. They're gonna ride, but they're going to ride it out. You have people still bringing up entanglement. What did that have to do with this? Nothing, you know, but it's just too convoluted for me.
You know, everybody has a thought. Everybody has an opinion about it, you know. And like I said, for me, the main thing for me that I wanted to express was the kudos to Chris Rock, and so even he has gone on, like he's like, you know, when he started his tour the other day, he started his tour like the day after, I think it was the day after he started his tour, his comedic tour.
Well, it was on the actual news. I mean, you know, you can't escape it because it was on the actual news,
right?
You know, how many people came, what was it, you know, so, you know, you just have to bury your head in the sand if you don't want to hear it,
right?
You know, but you can just kind of like, okay, I'm not really going to get involved in this.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like what I did.
And I did love the fact that even in his comedic skit, you know, he addressed the white elephants and he's still processing it.
Yes, exactly.
He don't want to talk about it because he's still processing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I was getting ready to say.
That made me feel like you're a man of integrity because you don't want to say something without thinking about it.
Right.
And then when somebody heckled Will Smith, he said, "Oh no, we're not doing that."
Right,
yeah.
right.
know,
He shut it down.
He did not.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Which really is kind of opposite of what we've always seen out of Chris Rock. He, you know, he's kind of out there, you know, with his comedy. So for him to bring it in, that's kind of the opposite. You know, that's like Dave Chappelle. You know, we kind of expect him to go way out.
Right.
And that's kind of like how it is with Chris.
Right.
But you know, we just don't.
And Chris has that way because if you look back at his other Oscars and all of that, he has a way of bringing out certain topics and make you laugh when in actuality you really wouldn't laugh. Like
it ain't funny.
He has you know, like when he mentioned on the one Oscars, is the Oscars racist? And he said yes, and he described what he felt the type of racist behavior. And you had Caucasian people laughing at what he was saying, and he was really saying some truthful things.
It was true, exactly.
But he had a way of saying it to say, it's kind of. But he made you laugh in regards to it, and so I think we're forgetting the fact that that's just his manner. Even his movie about hair. You know, he talked about us women like a dog, but then you had to say. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of truth to what he said.
It was a learning tool for me. I had no idea. When I finally saw it, it was years. I rented it from the library. It was years after it had come out, and I was like,
wow,
I didn't know this.
Wow. Yeah. But where the hair comes from,
I didn't know none of that.
What they do to
how
get
much
the
it
hair.
costs. I couldn't believe it.
Yes.
Who can afford this stuff?
Yes, but you know what? People in Hollywood have been doing it for years. The stars have been doing that for years.
Yeah, well, that's what he put a lot of people.
Yeah. Nia Long and I can't remember some of the other ladies that were in there, but
the one from little girl from Bill Cosby,
Raven
Simone.
Yes.
She said she was gonna have her, you know, but that we learned. It was a learning tool. I learned a lot.
It was a lot to learn there. But so this is what I'm saying though. I think that there was a lot to be learned from what happened in terms of keeping your stuff to yourself. You know, making sure that you do the work within your own self or for yourself to make sure that you can compose yourself. I think Bishop Roberts had a live a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about restraint. He talked about it, and he was like, "This is one of the things that we're going to have to learn how to do." You know, through the next few years. He was like, I just want people to understand you're going to have to learn how to restrain yourself. He's like, you're going to have, you know, things that happen to you that want to make you go out of pocket, but you're going to have to learn how to restrain yourself. And that was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw what happened. I was like, ooh, that's that word that Bishop spoke about, restraint, and being able to control yourself in the moment and not let the enemy take you out of pocket, with something that would normally, take anybody else out of pocket. It was just.
Now, let's be perfectly honest, because this is the thing that I don't get. I think we're in a dispensation where people are too sensitive. Because I remember, one of my mentors, I love him dearly, is Bishop Edgar Van.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'm not doing my job if you a member and I don't hurt your feelings in my sermon once every 6 weeks.
Make you uncomfortable.
If I don't make you uncomfortable,
step on your toes.
6 weeks. Say, because I'm trying to hit everything that God's telling me to hit.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but one time through those 6 weeks, your toes is gonna say, "Ouch."
Yeah.
And he said, but it's not that I'm picking on you; it's what God has given to me.
Mm-hmm.
But you when you say what God, you're hitting a very good point, because a lot of the stuff that I've read, my friends that are on Facebook, and I'm not going to call their names, high profile people, and they've expressed their opinion, but you're expressing an opinion from a perspective of Christian people.
Mm-hmm.
When you say operate in restraint, you're talking about Christian people. You're not talking about people that have different types of relationships and in the world and serve different gods and new age and all that. That's a whole different thing. So what happens is you don't have restraint. You just got a buildup of emotion. And I did read something where they were talking about, they've just been under attack for so long. And the pressure cooker, it just and I can't say even that's true. Nobody really knows. Who knows?
Right.
They're trying to dissect this one's facial expression and what this one. You don't really know.
And I believe that we're making an assumption, like
Exactly.
It's a lot of assumptions being made.
Exactly.
Tell somebody I'm a female, and maybe because I don't get that close in people's business. I
See,
didn't even know she had alopecia or nothing.
well, if you watch the Red Table, which I like the Red Table,
right?
Because with that entanglement thing, and I felt okay, he crying. She not having no sympathy at all. She not crying or nothing.
But see,
and
the whole
my
thing
heart was like, if that was my husband, I'd be like, here's a tissue too, and I would have been, both of us would have been boo-hooing.
But that's what happens when people don't have a complete. Because see, I also, what people leave out, I heard a lot of comments about he don't need her and she's this and that. But when he talked about their being split up, this all happened when they were split up. He shared that he had, but see, what happened was whoever he was with, Bishop Noel Jones said this a long time ago. You'll never get with nobody don't stand to lose as much or more than you.
Mm-hmm.
And so she got with somebody high profile that put it all out there. Whoever Will got with, and he admitted that he had been out there. They was cool. They kept it. we ain't discussing this. So hers went all out, into the universe. His was, but he admitted. He said we both, we went our separate ways.
Right.
But people only heard entanglement, and that's all.
That's because the guy put it in music and he put it all out there and he put it in his lyrics and all this.
But
other
see,
stuff.
that's what when I heard that a long time ago, it said don't give with nobody, don't stand and lose as much or more than you.
But I thought, because I don't keep up, when I seen her with the bald head, because I have a lot of friends that's going that direction,
right?
Because they seen Black Panther and they said, oh, look at those powerful women. And they went fully bald, and so I'm gonna go fully bald. So in my mind, when she went fully bald, I'm thinking, okay, she going.
Her and Willow went bald,
right,
along with her, because what Jada's always done. You have to admit, she's always embraced wherever she's at,
right.
And whatever's going on. And so when her
Exactly.
hair started coming out, she said that's when when she was wearing the turbans, and she said that's why I'm wearing them, because I'm losing my hair.
I didn't know. I just figured she
And
was
then
doing a
when she had a big patch come out, she said
shaved one side, and she had this hair over here, and then she had no hair over here.
She kept trying to flip, but after a while.
And I'm thinking that, okay, she rocking with,
Well, when you got a stylist that can come in and work with what you got left.
Right.
I got a little patch right here. What can you do with this?
With the style, like I said, a lot of women, when they seen Black Panther, they were like, oh, I can rock that. Because I know some friends of mine, they don't have alopecia. They just like the style.
And you got to have that head. She got the right head.
Right.
It just looked elegant on her. It really looked elegant. But I guess it's a struggle, because women, black women. I think on one of the talk shows they said, I think it was Joy or I don't know, one of them. They said black women, their hair, you
Their
know,
glory.
Yes, it's a lot.
You know, we learned that from the Bible.
Yeah, well, if you ain't got none, the Bible
just
just
got
have to be okay. Because the price of wigs,
Baby. I've never really been
not the
a wig.
1999 wig, but a good wig.
Don't go
But
to
I
that.
know some people that rock them $1990.
I can't do it.
Like,
I can't do it.
I've
Girl, my
never
head
been
be
a wig.
itching.
I can't.
By the time I get in the car, I done took it off and put it on the seat.
Listen, if you see me with a wig on, I'm in somebody's character. I'm in somebody's play. I'm in somebody's skit. I'm in somebody's something because it is not me. It is me being somebody else in a moment.
But you know what? I had this conversation this week because I forgot when I had to. Remember when I had to shave my hair off? Mm-hmm. I had to shave my hair. It had been damaged, and the barber said, you know, you have to, this is all dead hair. You got to shave it off. And I struggled. And when I first shaved it off, you had down at the bottom, you had the gray, where it was gray. And my niece came on my face. I'm trying to embrace it and be a big girl. My niece came on and said, why you on here looking like a chemo patient? No. That could have hurt my feelings, but I just had said, this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
And actually, it was so easy. I liked it. You know.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even India Ari shaved her hair.
Yep.
She said,
when
I'm
she
not
did
my
the
hair.
I'm
I'm
not
not
my hair.
my hair.
I'm
So
not
when
my
I
hair.
seen her, I was like, okay, she rocking the Black Panther, but I think they making the assumption that everybody know your business. And everybody don't know your business.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everybody not connected like that. Everybody not.
Or not following you
Right,
like that.
And you get to a point where you say, okay, just like you said, I'm disconnecting because this is too much.
I have to.
information for me,
I have to. I
and
have
I'm
to.
not trying. I'm
I
not
have
trying
to.
to know all that. I'm not trying to know about your entanglement. It don't help
Yeah.
me at all.
Nothing.
It don't,
don't
but
do
that's the
nothing
thing.
for
It
me.
doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. Like, you know what I'm saying? What they're going through. I pray for them. I hope they get through whatever it is that they're going through. But
find Jesus.
Right. But it doesn't
They need
affect
Jesus.
me. It doesn't affect it doesn't change anything in my bank account. It don't change anything about my life. It doesn't change anything about who I am. It's their issues. And I mean, hopefully it'll just blow over. Like, you
They
know what I'm
start
saying?
bringing in their kids and
Oh, they were, yeah, well, you know, he was
Come
tweeting,
on.
though. Jaden was tweeting, so he was tweeting about it. So that's why they were bringing the kids in. But all in all, again, you know, people have their own misconceptions. Everybody's making a lot of assumptions. Everybody's, you know, and because it was produced by a black man for the first time, shout out to Will Packer, who produced the Oscars for the very first time, and all of the other things, you know, all the other awards that unfortunately were overshadowed by the event. You know, Questlove's Oscar, even Samuel L. Jackson got an Oscar, and you know, and all the others who were celebrated that evening, and even all of the performances, you know, that came out, the beautiful performance by Beyonce. It was amazing. It was amazing. And she did it in Compton. You know, they did it satellite, but she was in Compton and she did this whole beautiful display of the songs that was part of one of the songs that's on the soundtrack for King Richard for the movie.
Okay.
And it was just amazing. Oh, it was just beautiful.
That was awesome.
It
And
was.
for
It
her to
was.
use young dancers.
she don't have, you know, she don't. When you just say Beyonce, you already know it's gonna be top notch. She don't have to
It
do
was so
nothing.
beautiful,
But yeah,
She don't have to do nothing.
she used local people, and she used some African dancers, straight up African dancers, to do the choreography and to do
They
the
must
actual
have shut
performance.
Compton down.
They did. They shut a whole section
They
off.
have to shut it down.
Because
It was
no
a whole
cars,
section.
no nothing.
Because when they
Baby.
did the aerial shot, of it, you can see it. They
Compton,
made
you know,
a compound. They made like
where
a small
that's where the
compound.
sister got shot and killed.
Yeah, they made
They
a
mistaken identity. She was in a truck, you know, them high profile black, and they rolled up and shot her. Mistaken identity.
wow.
No, it was shut down.
Compton. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it
they had
was
to
shut
shut
down.
Compton
Walking down
down.
the street and
You can tell they made a compound
Desert.
like where
Yeah.
they performed. You could tell because when they did the aerial shot of it, it was nobody. There was like blocks. You could tell they did probably like a 4 or 5 block radius around
Y'all
where
gonna
they were.
y'all can't stay here. You got to get out here and go somewhere.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it was good. It was good. So again, I just wanted to bring it out again because I just wanted to talk about I just wanted to give my kudos to Chris Rock and Will Packer. Will Packer did an amazing job producing the Oscars. So, amen. But today is First Sunday.
First Sunday.
Did you miss communion today?
I couldn't find my matzo crackers at home. I don't know what I did with them. My wine's in the refrigerator, but I got a whole box of matzo crackers and can't tell you where
you ain't had no club crackers, no Ritz
I
crackers.
told April I should have went on and grabbed something, but I went through so much trouble to have the right stuff, and I was like, "Where's my matzo crackers?"
Yes, child. You gotta have all your stuff ready. You know, you gotta get it prepared.
I'm gonna have to go home
because
and
they don't. Do they expire?
The matzo. Did y'all have the little cups with the things on top again today?
Yes. Well, the praise team does. I don't know what they gave everybody.
Oh, you guys always have that.
Yeah, we always have that.
So last time we all had to get that.
Oh,
because they didn't have enough wine for the cups, so we all had to get those.
Okay.
And so people, can you help me get this? Because Bishop,
it's a feat to try to get that thing off, and then you got to pull the other one back for the wine. You know what I'm saying? Because that one is sealed, and I don't know what was funny today though. Did you see it? Did you watch it today?
Because I need to go pick up these my prescription.
When Bishop drunk the wine today, he said, "Whoa, hey." I don't know how long I'm serious. It was funny. He said, I don't know how long that's been sitting there, but yeah, let's go back in. And he had to compose himself, use some restraint, and take us back into the presence of God. Whatever it was, I think it had been sitting a little while, and so it might have fermented a little bit more, whatever. It was funny.
Remember that time we had the church anniversary, and they had requested a bottle of sparkling cider to be on every table.
No.
And the bottles were wrapped with the linen napkin, so you really couldn't see. So we were toasting, and everybody poured. And when they did the toasting, everybody turned up, and Bishop said, "Set your glass down."
Like, this is real.
Set your glass down. And the lady across from me, I could call her name. He said, "Set your glass down." This is good.
Well, you know, some saints still, partake of the libations. Yes, some saints still partake of libations. You know, the Bible doesn't say. I was talking about this yesterday with some people at my house yesterday. The Bible does not say do not drink wine. It says be not drunk with wine.
Well, and Timothy said it's good for the stomach.
It's good.
Good for the stomach.
And, Jesus kept the party going when he said, hey, he turned the water back into, he turned the water into wine. But, some people, whoever they are, they might not be able to indulge because they know they have history there.
And
they
cut off everybody.
Right.
They cut off everybody.
They believe everybody need to be cut off.
And that's what they haven't been taught. Because if you used to bowl, if you bowl too much, then you can't bowl. But you can't cut everybody off from bowling.
But you can't cut everybody off from bowling. Just because you can't bowl or you can't go into a bowling alley without going crazy.
See?
Then you can't cut everybody else off. But you know what? That was something that happened when I was younger. I remember seeing people who struggled with certain things, and then because they struggled with it, they didn't want nobody else to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Or the teaching, Nikki, old school teaching was, you couldn't. And so sometimes we have to do like Paul. Paul said, if meat offend my brother. Mm-hmm. Now, Paul said, I'll eat meat no more. We say, I'm not going to eat it while you here. You coming over Tuesday? Okay, I'll eat Tuesday.
I ain't gonna eat okay, we're going to be vegan on Tuesday. We're going to be vegetarian on Tuesday.
But Paul said, if meat offend my brother, I'll eat it no more. So we can't do things, that are going to offend people.
Okay.
So, sometimes when we go out, we just have to have a little lemonade.
Don't have the Long Island.
Not Long Island.
Don't do the Long Island iced tea. Don't do the Long Island. Just do regular iced tea. No Long Island iced tea. Just do the regular iced tea. Then when you go home, then you go on the island. Amen.
But that was the old school teaching. You couldn't. Yeah. You couldn't drink nothing.
Yeah.
Not
at all. Period.
Not at all.
And we had the grape juice for communion.
Exactly.
We had grape juice for communion. Yeah, I think the grape juice that they had today was had been sitting a little while, so it kind of changed. It fermented or something
because
it
kind of bubbles in your mouth.
Yeah, it was a little strong today. So listen, if you are, if you want to chop it up with us about something that's on your heart, call us at 248-429-7224.
Because we's here.
We are here, 248-429-7224. We are just having conversations today. I like this little free for all, this free form and free conversation. Yeah, this freestyle conversation.
I was gonna put together a freestyle. I thought she wanted me to put together a freestyle.
She was gonna rap. You was gonna rap. You gonna freestyle rap? You want freestyle? You know, I give you the floor. I give you the floor to freestyle.
No, I didn't put that together. You know, I didn't get my thoughts together.
Well, you know, it's not freestyle if you got to put it together.
I know, but you know, I gotta have at least have an idea where I'm going.
Okay.
Which way I'm headed.
You got an idea where you're going.
You so started for her, and then she could add.
I could. But I don't know. I ain't gonna put her on the spot today and put me on the spot. Look, you're gonna put me on the spot and put her on the spot. We're not gonna do that today. Let me ask you this: where have you been going? Like when you're at your age trying to date, what have you been doing to find somebody in your age range in terms of dating?
Well, I was pressured, kind of like all my friends kept saying, you need to get online. And so I tried a couple of them. Mm-hmm. One of them, it looked like they kept matching me with cheese farmers. I tried the Facebook dating. A lot of people didn't know that Facebook had a dating app.
Yeah.
They have a dating app.
And it's free.
And the thing that, and that's the other thing, I'm not going to pay to go. And a couple of people that we know that have found mates, they paid.
Right.
I can't see it. You know, God have to show me that. I'm not gonna pay. But anyway, I tried the Facebook, and I got a lot of hits. And I went out with several. But it's like old men are no different than young men. They just want to play games. They want to play. You know, and you want to take me out, but you got a girlfriend for real. What? Wow. Why are you doing that? You know, so they're on a dating app, but they tell you they have a girlfriend, and they tell you they don't tell you they have a girlfriend. They on the dating app. So they all into you, and y'all done went out, and you know you didn't cook, and they didn't came up all this. You know you ain't gave up no cookies, but you know they didn't. And so one of your friends says, "Well, what's his name?" And I said, "I ain't thought about trying to go on Facebook to see if he's on Facebook." And they sent me a picture. They said, "Is this him?" I said, "Yeah." Well, you need to ask him who April is.
Ooh, okay. It's not her. Disclaimer.
Not me.
Disclaimer. We're not talking about April Berry.
Is it I?
We are.
No, it's not I.
And so when he called, you know, I asked him. I said, "Well, you know, who is April?" Well, I knew it was wrong from the beginning. He said, "Why you asking me that?"
Oh yeah. Well, you know, when you start asking questions.
And then I said, "Well, my friend saw your profile on Facebook, and why she looking? Well, I don't like the people getting in my business." Okay, yeah.
There it is.
So then when he get finished, he said, "So where does that leave us?" I think you could figure that out. And I was just so tired of that, you know, over and over. It's like, what are they doing? I don't know. You know, I haven't had a good experience. I told him, I said, I need somebody to introduce me to their uncle, somebody that's got some track history. I don't know. It ain't really working for me. And the ones that it did work for, they went through some frogs.
Yes.
Before they got to the right one.
Yes.
They went through some frogs too.
Yes.
I guess that's what's involved.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't got to kiss them all though. Don't be kissing all them people. Don't be doing that. Talking about kissing a lot of frogs before you get to. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not swapping. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. Miss April, how you doing on the dating scene?
I'm doing okay.
You doing okay?
I'm doing okay. I'm single. I'm still single.
She's still single. Yes.
Single, ready to mingle.
Yes. Yes.
Single, ready to mingle.
But I agree with you that the older men,
it's unbelievable.
They're sometimes just as, or even more immature.
Yeah.
Than some of the younger men, which make you want to, in a sense, date a younger man, because sometimes the younger men, they approach you more of a gentleman.
I'm totally in agreement. Everybody, my ex-husband was younger. Everybody that approaches me right is younger. That's just the facts.
Wow.
Old men just don't give me the time of day.
Yeah, they
Wow.
approach you better. They're the gentlemen, you know.
Wow.
And that's sad to say, but they are. They're the gentlemen. They're very complimentary.
Mm-hmm.
They're very kind. They're
Wow.
very,
Yep.
considerate.
I get that. I get
they're
that.
very, love. I'm gonna bring you lunch today.
And I don't care nothing about being a cougar. I don't care nothing about it.
Did y'all hear that? She don't care
My
nothing about
ex-husband
being
was,
a cougar.
I think he was 8 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care nothing about being a cougar.
Did y'all hear that? She
Well,
has spoken.
To a certain age, I mean.
Okay, so what's the lowest you will go?
Oh, now that's hard. I'm going to say, I can't go below 50.
Okay, you can't go below 50.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you can't go below 50.
Mm-mm.
And, well, I mean, you don't want to go any higher than you, though, do you?
Not really. not really. Although, I don't know, some of them, them guys on Instagram with them beards.
Yes!
Lord.
I know which ones you're talking
Lord,
about. I
them
know which
beards.
ones you're talking about.
Lord Jesus.
I be like, there is a God.
Yes.
I know which ones you're talking. I've seen some Instagram videos, and it was like all of them had
All
salt
of them
and pepper,
dressed
real nice. Yes, yes.
Where do they live? Where they at?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I think it's hard sometimes for women to, present themselves without looking thirsty.
Yeah.
And I'm not thirsty.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I'm not. My
And then
daddy
it takes
told
a-
me never be a D and never be a T. Never be desperate. Never be thirsty.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he said never be a D.
And it makes it hard
Never
for us.
be a
Like if you
Yes.
just want to compliment
That's
a
what
brother,
I'm saying.
he act like you ask him to
Right.
marry you. I just said your shirt looked nice, so I just
That's it.
Right.
I'm,
I think
That's
she's
it.
feeling me. Well, no, I just like
not
what
really.
you had on.
Yeah, not really. Not
I
really.
just like what you had on, and that's really all I said.
Well, I
was,
just gave you a compliment. I have to tell people I'm just nice. I'm not just being nice to you.
right. I'm just a nice person.
Nice,
You're just
yeah.
a nice
You know,
person.
so you know that because you under the impression that you
Right.
done rocked my world to
Right,
the point
right.
that I done lost my mind.
No,
I'm
no.
just nice. I'm just nice, and I just believe in paying people a compliment.
Right,
because of who
right,
you are.
right.
But they lose their mind. Think that because you paid them a compliment that they the next thing since sliced bread.
Oh my God. Oh
And
my
they not.
God. No.
They
They're-
hard crusted.
And you try to show an interest, and then they run scared, and it's like
It takes a special kind of man. It takes a secure. Let me put it
There
that
you go.
way.
There you
it
go.
takes a very secure man to be able to approach you the right way, and to not be intimidated by how you respond to them.
Just be my friend. Just
Can
get
we
to
just
know
start
me.
there?
Just be my friend. Just get to know me. Because I told one guy, he said, I'm not interested in no friends. And I said to him, sir, my friendship lasted longer than my marriage. So which one you think you got a better chance?
Yeah.
Right.
Larry Robinson, God's World. Back when we were single, we used to run, and so I remember we went to Chicago one time. It was a whole group of us. We went to Chicago, and some kind of way this conversation came up, and this is what Larry said to me. Denise, how's somebody gonna approach you? You got this and this and this and this, and I was young then, really young. I was probably in my maybe 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a lot of mouth, and I told them, I said, well, if they intimidated by this, then they can keep moving. They don't want it. I just did all my little neck, but over time, I think about that, and it goes back to what you say. I really don't want anybody that would be intimidated. Mm-hmm. If you're not. If you don't want, if you can't look at a strong woman and realize that you guys can be a team, then that you're not the one for me, and I'm okay with that now.
Right.
Or if you just want to cook and a housekeeper
And somebody to wash your clothes.
and stuff, I'm not the one.
You could get that for free. You could pay for it. Yeah,
right.
you could pay to have somebody pick up your drawers and wash them and stuff.
Right.
I ain't doing
So
it.
the one guy approached me and said, why don't women cook anymore? And so I had to say to him, well, you have to think about the, vernacular of things, that if cooking and cleaning would keep a man, then the divorce rate wouldn't be as high as it is.
Right.
That there are some women that cooked and cleaned for their man, and they still got divorced, and they still was cheated on.
I want to read this quote if I can
and I
find
said
it.
to him, I said, like, look at the color purple.
Mm-hmm.
Celie, before she got to Mister's house, it was a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
After Celie got in Mister's house, his house was spotless,
Mm-hmm.
to the point he brought the mistress to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Celie cooked not only for Mister, but cooked for the mistress too.
Mm-hmm.
So if cooking and cleaning is what keeps them, you can't explain to me why the divorce rate so.
Child, that ain't have nothing to do with
and
it.
men are cooking now.
Yes,
you
they
know.
are.
Ooh, wait a minute, let me pause
Men are
right there.
cooking
And
now.
thank the Lord.
Thank you, Jesus.
Let me thank
Yes,
you,
I be
Jesus.
so happy about that. Men love to cook now.
Shout out to my baby.
Yes.
Because he cooked all the time. He barbecued yesterday.
Woo! I should have came y'all's way.
He barbecued yesterday. That's because our freezer went out and we had a whole bunch of
Meat you had to
meat
cook
we
up?
had to cook. Yeah, stuff in the freezer. And the freezer in the garage went out. So yeah, but you're right. There are a lot of men that cook now, and they love to cook, and they're really good cooks. I mean, and they've been doing it for years. But I still feel like there's good men out there. I still feel like there are men out there who are secure in who they are and who can, accept and date a woman who is in her, who is still a boss. You know what I'm saying? And not be intimidated by who she is or what she does or what she has. I believe that there are some men out there. Now we got to find them. I think I think it's a remnant somewhere, but I don't know where they are.
They're hidden among the stuff. They hid among the stuff.
We gotta find them.
And then for me, ask me what is my plan.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me all what you plan on doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a merger.
It is.
It's a
merger.
union.
It is.
It's a union.
Mm-hmm.
But ask me what is my 5-year plan. Ask me what do I see myself a year from now. Don't just assume. Ask me, because then that shows that, okay, you want to know. You want to know.
You wanna compliment.
You want to know what my passions are.
Yes.
Just because I'm an elder, don't believe that the only thing I want to do is preach and sing.
Right.
No, that I don't even tell new guys that I'm an elder. If they don't see me in the church, I don't even tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you run into that. They either say, "Oh, I can't match up to what you."
Yeah, a lot of that.
And,
a lot
and
of
it's
that.
Like,
a
I'm
lot
not
of
asking
that.
you to be a bishop.
No.
I'm not asking you to be
No.
that.
Right.
Cover me.
Right.
Cover me. That's
right.
what I need.
Which that
Cover
don't require a license. That
You see
don't,
what I'm saying?
That don't require an
It really
eldership.
doesn't.
That
Cover
don't
me.
require you to be a pastor.
Know
that don't
that
even
I'm
require
protected.
Right.
Listen.
You don't have to have a
know that,
degree.
honey, you got gas in your car.
Exactly.
You don't want me out in the street. That's what I'm trying. This is what I was trying to find for you guys. This is what my friend put. Dear other woman, clean sheets, a clean house, and sex on demand will still only get you the day after Christmas. Because he going to be home with his family on
Yes,
Christmas.
yes,
Okay? So that's
yes.
all you're going to get is the day after Christmas.
That's you still. That's
Woo.
if you get the day after. Because you ain't gonna get the day before.
They out of town, you're not gonna get.
Right. You might not.
No.
You might not get the day after. You
You
might.
know,
You
they
might have to
just-
get the week after.
Just silly. Just, I don't know what they, but it's, I
It's
think.
the It's expectations. Some of it is, family history because they feel like they gotta have what they saw, in their own family or what they grew up with.
But he ain't yours. He belonged to somebody else.
Oh no, I ain't even talking about that. I'm just talking
okay.
about. I ain't. Child, I ain't even going
But
there.
then
Yeah.
also don't put that in a box. You see what I'm saying? Because people are amazed that I didn't grow up where my daddy came home and my daddy hit the couch with the remote.
Right.
And my mother, after she come home from work, she was cooking and she was cleaning and she was slaving over a stove and all of that while he's sitting and watching TV.
Yeah.
Now my dad was
Talking about bring me a snack.
Right, my dad was like, "This is what I want. I want when I sit down and watch TV, I want you to sit down and watch TV
Yeah.
too." So I see my dad. If my mom was putting clothes in the washing machine when I was little, I see my dad start dinner, and I seen at the end of dinner when I was little, if my mom was washing the dishes, my dad was cleaning the stove. My dad was. So then when they both sat down to watch TV, they were sitting down together.
It's a union. It's
And
a
so
union.
I said, so don't
Yeah.
think that you know, because your sisters made your plate and all that other crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's for you. That happened to all of us. No.
But why does everybody always want it to be the way that they, I see women fix their men's plate all the time. I wouldn't mind if he said, honey, would you fix my plate? Or if he say, honey, what do you want? As long as it's a give and take.
Right.
But I see women that, that's, they fix, and that's okay if that's what works in your house.
If that's what works in your house.
That's what works. But why do we try to make it the same for everybody? It's just
That's
not.
wrong, because my dad, he didn't like nobody to fix his plate. And he even had, I remember us being at a family reunion. You know how family reunions, they can be messy. And my dad was fixing his plate, and some relatives was like,
why you doing that?
She trifling. She
Yeah.
didn't fix her man's
You
plate.
better sit down somewhere.
And my dad had to say, no, I don't want her to fix my plate.
No.
He said, because I know exactly what I want.
Mm-hmm.
If she put too much potato salad, guess what? I got to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
If she don't put enough greens, I'm upset.
Mm-hmm.
If she give me one piece of chicken, maybe I don't want a thigh today. Maybe
Right.
I want a breast today.
Right.
So I'm going to fix my own plate
Right.
because I know exactly what I want.
And you guys get you some business.
Right. And so my dad
Get your own.
Get your own business.
and my dad didn't like nobody to fix his plate because that's the way he felt. He felt that I know what I want. I know how much I
And
want.
that doesn't take away from
doesn't.
anything in their relationship. It
It
doesn't
didn't.
mean that they're not one. Doesn't mean that they're not unified. Doesn't mean that they're not a couple.
There's
Because
plenty of things besides that plate. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Plenty of things.
Hey, I smell ammonia. I smell ammonia. Absolutely.
There's plenty
It's-
of things.
I think every relationship is going to be different. You can't. There's no cookie cutter for it. You have to do what works within the confines of your own relationship, and you still have two individuals who are becoming one. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have time. You have to give it time, and you do have to keep folks out your business.
And communicate.
Communicate.
Top 3
communicate.
values in any.
Yes.
Communicate.
And you have to
communicate.
understand also that just because you're talking doesn't mean that you're communicating.
Somebody calling us.
Is that a caller? Is that a caller? Oh, okay. You have to learn that just because you're talking doesn't mean that you're communicating.
So how do you overcome that? Because I found that when you ask somebody to parrot back to you, what do you hear me saying?
Exactly.
And they parrot it back to you, then you can know that they understood exactly what you were saying.
That's what I'm saying. If there's no understanding
Yeah.
for the receiver of the information of what's being communicated, then you have not really clearly
No.
communicated.
No.
So if you're just talking and you're talking and you're talking and you're talking, but the person that you're talking to don't understand what you're saying, then you haven't communicated.
Or their paradigms are different. Because remember, perception
And filters.
is your reality.
Yes.
So their perception could be something totally different,
Yes.
which makes their realities. Well, she said this to me, and you that's not what you meant.
And you have to factor in emphasis, like what they're putting emphasis on, and you
Yeah.
have to factor in body language, because body language is going to tell you. Sometimes it can be incongruent with what they're saying.
Absolutely.
If I give you a gift and I say, "Hey, I love you," you know what I'm saying? If I said I love you like that, you're like, well, I don't really know if I want this gift because of the way you said you just love me. I'm not really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Your body language and your eyes rolling in the back of your head and the
Yep.
way you just
Yep.
dropped it down in front of me as opposed to handing it to me, all those physical things say something totally different than what just came out of your mouth.
It's a total, and
It's a total package.
and to really communicate. When you really learn to communicate, you don't even have to talk.
There.
You
That
just,
part.
Yeah, you just make eye contact and you already know.
Exactly.
My mom and my dad was the best bid whiz players, hands down. And as a little girl, I would look, and they had their little eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had their little eye contact, my dad was like in his mind, it's Boston time. Because they didn't have to say anything,
Mm-hmm.
but they connected.
Mhm.
They connected. They had that connection.
Yep.
Where there was no words,
Yeah.
none.
And that comes with time.
Time, absolutely.
That
Time.
comes with
It
time.
comes with care.
And
Yes.
observing
Yes.
and asking questions, all that.
It comes with
is a
being
part.
devoted.
Yep,
It comes
yep,
with,
yep.
it comes with learning who your partner is,
Yep.
as opposed to just assuming who they are or trying to make them into something that you want them to be. Learning who they actually are,
Because you're not
and
going to learn
reciprocating
it
that.
during dating, boo. You're
No,
just not going.
you're not.
I remember my former pastor, Bishop Hoke. He's deceased now, and he said, "Well, a man could put on the front for a year." And
Longer.
I said, how about 2?
How about?
Yeah, but I mean, the bottom line is they can put on the front as long
Yeah.
as they need to until
Yeah.
they get you down that aisle, and then
Yeah.
then the wrapper comes off. Like what?
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
I lived it. My ex-husband, he put on the front, for 2 years, and I had actually broke off the engagement, and he came back, and I, I'm thinking, well, we'll just be engaged for a while, but he actually rushed me to the, and I never will forget the day of the wedding. Somebody came up to me and said, "Can I get one picture of the bride smiling?" When you in a white gown and you got hundreds of people here, and you already know this is a mistake, and you just go through with it because all this money's been spent. All I needed was one friend to say, "You don't have to do this." Even when as they prepared to open the doors for us to walk in, I was at the other side of the door. I said, "Dad, I can't do this." When they opened the doors, my dad yanked me through that door. Like, you coming down this aisle, and took me down the aisle.
With his short self.
But everything in me, everything in me, I knew this guy was not the right one. But I said to Bishop not too long ago, I said, "Bishop, if a woman gets it in her mind to marry a guy, there's nothing you will say that will dissuade her. Nothing." I've seen it happen too many times. And with my own life, I married somebody that I knew wasn't going to work. Never been married before. I want to try this at least once. Everybody else did it. I'm going to do it.
Wow.
So, but I didn't know, if you would have set me down and said, "What is it that you're looking for in a marriage?" My paper would have been blank. Well, it would have had one thing on there.
I saw them air quotes.
It would have had one thing
air
in there.
letters on there.
And that was it. But as far as relationally, because I had no model, I had nothing. I didn't see. And my parents, all I saw was fussing and fighting. I did not know what I wanted. Now, after a bad marriage, I bet you I know what I want now, and I bet you what I won't settle for. I settled. I won't do it again. I won't do it again.
I can't blame you. Did you go through premarital counseling? Okay. Amen. And praise God.
Your pappy.
I was wondering, like, yeah, I caught that look. That's from years.
Yeah,
that's from years. And that's why it's so important. But even after, because even if you go through premarital counseling, they're not going to hit everything. They're gonna hit principles. You know what I'm saying? They're going to hit principles about this, principles about that. But they're not going to hit everything to the point where you know for sure, for sure that this is what you want to do, or this is the person you need to be doing it with. They're not going to hit everything.
Now, Keith Butler, he had a 6-month premarital course.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so what his members would do, they wasn't going to wait 6 months to get married. They go someplace else and get married, and then come back to Word of Faith. I had his material, his 6-month material. He had a 6-month premarital counseling.
Yep.
And he would not marry you unless you went through the whole thing. Nobody wasn't trying to do 6 months.
Nobody was trying to do 6 months. No, because they was trying to do it.
Yeah. They was trying to do. They just wanted to do. So they
just wanted to do it.
Yep.
And get married real quick, and then go back.
Yep. Yeah. And that's what they do. What can you do when they go get married someplace else and come back? What you gonna do?
Yeah. Then he ended up counseling them afterwards.
Yeah.
After they get married, because they didn't go through whatever they needed to go through.
Yeah.
And get whatever they, get the information they needed, and have those hard conversations before they got married.
You marry somebody and you don't know if they want to have children or not.
Right. Yeah. And people still do that.
Well, he want to have kids. I don't want to have no kids. What? Y'all didn't talk about this before?
And then some people switch it up. So I know a lot of people who switch it up. You know what I'm saying? They say, like you were saying, they say all the right things.
Right.
They say the things they want to agree with you. You know what I'm saying? They tell you what they think you want to hear.
Yeah.
All beforehand, and then after you get married, then the real them comes out, and it's like, well, no, I know what I said before, but now I really don't want. No, you really didn't want it before, but you're just saying this. You're saying what you want now.
Yeah, you messing with people's lives.
And then women, be honest, women still trap men. They try to trap men by getting pregnant, or they think they can change them, and it's like you can't do that. The person, whoever it is, especially a man, is not going to change for anybody but himself.
Yeah.
He's not going to change for anybody but himself. He has to, within himself, see what he needs to change, number one, and he has to see the benefit to that change taking place. And if he doesn't see that, then he's not going to do it, because it's not going to be sustained. It's not going to stay. If he doesn't see the benefit of it, it's not going to stay that way. He's going to do it for a season, just long enough to get you down the aisle, or to do whatever, for you to do whatever he wants you to do, or get the cookies, or get the goods, or whatever.
Hold on to them cookies, girls. Hold on to them cookies.
Hold on. And then, once he has you where he wants you, then the real him comes out. You know what I'm saying? That's how narcissists are. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, they're so chivalrous, and they're so overly, protective, and they're so overly careful with how they greet you and how they entreat you, and they give you the world, and they shower you with everything. And then after they get you where they want you, they usually move you away from family and friends, and get you isolated.
Have that same MO.
Yeah, they
Abusers
get you
do that.
isolated, and then they start, then you see the narcissistic personality actually, come to fruition, and then they want to treat you like dirt. Now, that's male and female. I've seen some female narcissists that are ridiculous, and they allow they draw a man in, and then when they get him, then they treat him like dirt all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? And the man doesn't understand, like, this wasn't you before, but now all of a sudden you want to treat me, this way. And, so it happens on both sides. It's men and women who misuse and abuse. And, they don't talk about a lot of times how women abuse men, but it happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've seen situations, where women just demasculate a man. You can't do that to a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was, and I never will not take responsibility for my shortcomings. One of my shortcomings in my marriage was that I never saw a woman build up a man, and I didn't realize that was something that men need, and they need that. And I never did it because I never saw it. I didn't know how to do it, and I take responsibility for that,
But they don't teach you that. People they don't teach you that. That was one of my pet peeves about having a bridal shower, is that I didn't want the bridal shower to be about, negligees and, all that kind of stuff. I wanted, if you're going to have a bridal shower, shower me with wisdom.
Give me some wisdom.
Give me
how
something
to make this thing work.
to help me with the marriage, so that I can, so I can make sure it's lasting. Now, I don't mind having a party. We can have the bachelorette party or whatever, but before a bridal shower, no, I don't want to play no games. I don't want y'all to be trying to figure out who know me the best, you know what I'm saying, who know this, and I don't want no tissue paper bridal hat. I don't want no tissue paper gown and all of that stuff. No, shower me. Find me some women who have wisdom and who have been in marriages, and they are still in their marriages, and they know how to keep the marriage going and all of that, and tell them to shower me with wisdom. Write it down, or however. That's what I considered a bridal shower. But because if we're not doing that, then I don't want no bridal shower. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I didn't have one, because I was like, I don't want, now I might attend somebody else's because I love that person and I want to support their marriage. But I still don't like bridal showers or baby showers. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why, because I want to be showered, or I feel like we should be showering this person with wisdom, or showering them with wisdom on how to take care of their child. If it's a baby shower, why are we playing these games? You know what I'm saying? These baby games, whatever. shower, give me some wisdom on what to do when this baby's ear has an ear infection and I don't know how,
what are the symptoms?
What are the
ear
symptoms?
infection?
You know what I'm saying? When do I go to the hospital and when don't I go to the hospital? You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. What do I do in the middle of the night when I really want to wring this child's neck because they keep crying and ain't nothing wrong because the diapers changed and they ain't hungry and they just laying there crying? What do I do? How do I keep my sanity in those types of situations when this one won't get up, but I got to get up? You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. If you're going to shower me with wisdom so that I can get through this experience and grow and be successful in the relationship or as a parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just
that's a good idea though. That's something that
I've been saying it for years. Like I said that when I got married the first time, I was like, I don't want a bridal shower. But it was my mama. I'm her only child. She's like, you gonna have this child. You gonna have this bridal shower.
We gonna have us some chicken wings.
Right. Yes. You gonna have this bridal shower. You gotta have a bridal shower. No, I don't. I don't really have to. So I didn't. So this time around, I was like, look, I'm in charge. I don't want one. Now, we're going to have a bachelorette party, and I'm cool with that. But, no, we ain't having no bridal shower. We ain't doing it. Not unless y'all going to give me what I'm asking for. And because most of my friends, well, some of them are married, but most of them were single. So it was like, I
ain't got no wisdom for you, boo.
I ain't going to be able to do it.
Don't follow in my footsteps. They go to wisdom. Don't follow in my footsteps.
Let me tell you what not to do. So it's been a cool conversation. I just really enjoyed this openness and being able to just express ourselves and being able to share our experiences, you sharing your experiences, you sharing yours, and me sharing mine. I think it's a wonderful thing when people can just be who they are, be themselves, and still have something to say that is of value, something to say that can inspire you, something to say that can lift you up, or just give you a piece of wisdom to take throughout the rest of your day. And so thank you for joining us today. This has been Sunday After Service Inspirations. I am your girl, Nikki Jones, and this is the wonderful Pastor Denise Thomas, and we have been assisted and produced by the one and only Elder April Berry. Thank you for joining us today, and we want you to have a wonderful day. See you later.
Inspirations with Nikki Jones. Sunday after service inspirations with Nikki Jones, Mrs. Jones.